Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heather and today I'm going to be sharing with you my sewing plans for the month of July 2025. I'm quite excited because there's a lot of things on this list that I'm just really into the idea of this month, so let's dive right into it. So the first piece that I plan to make is from a pattern that I recently purchased in a sewing pattern haul video, and that is Simplicity 3108 View A, this trendy little vest that we keep seeing in the sewing community. Now, I mentioned it in that video as well, but I'll say it again. Typically, I'm not like an avoider of trends, but I do generally like things that feel like they're going to stand the test of time to me, so I can be kind of picky about what trends I will do. However, I have seen quite a few versions of this, and I think done well, it definitely has that potential. So the fabric that I'm going to be using for this, and it's actually already partly made, it's underway here. So the fabric that I'm going to be using, you might recognize from my Paris trip, which is this twill right here. I picked this up the day after I was in the fabric district, so this was actually just from a one-off shop that I found that had great prices, and I just loved the floral. Of course, you know me and how I go crazy for a floral in a fabric store. And I like this peachy pink with the gray, and if I do say so myself, it's looking really good. I'm hoping to finish this up today, and I think it's gonna get a lot of wear. I also plan to make a little mini skirt to just peek out from underneath since I have some left over, and just make a whole cute little ensemble out of it, so stay tuned. All right, so the next piece that I will be making as soon as I finish up this vest is my very first project as a Minerva brand ambassador. Super excited about it, and if you've never checked out Minerva fabrics, I will leave them linked down in the description box below, along with direct links to any fabrics I discuss. They do ship internationally as well, so definitely check them out. I am so excited because I pre-washed my fabric already and it is so soft. So I'm going to be making Vogue 1934, I believe. That's been my original plan, although I have been waffling on it a little bit, so I got to make a firm decision here in the next couple days. I want to sort of make the hem at the knee, so split the difference between the two views with the longer sleeve. And I have this beautiful linen viscose blend. This is one of their print on demand fabrics, and I loved the poppies. I loved the color palette. And I think it's sort of a fabric that works into fall as well because of the tones. It's kind of like a little mid-weight, so I love it. It's so soft. So the next couple of makes are for something very specific. I think I mentioned it in another video, but I don't remember which one. So I got a projector from my husband for Christmas, and we finally got it plugged in and we're kind of ready to go. I'm going to be filming a video on my first impressions of using it, what I like, don't like, how I think it worked out. And so my first make with the projector is going to be the Darling Dress by Patterns for Pirates. And I do have sort of a jersey knit here in this beautiful mauve color palette. I think it's kind of a floral slash sprig type of pattern. It's a little bit abstract, but it's a lovely palette, and I thought the dress the model had on would look really good in this. There are some different variations as part of that pattern though, so you can kind of mix and match elements of that pattern. But I thought this would be a good place to start because it seems like a pretty simple pattern. You know, you don't have some giant skirt you're trying to manage with a projector or anything like that. So that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to make. But I want to do another make with the projector as well for a couple reasons. First of all, as my husband and I started digging, we found out that you can essentially stitch, I think, A4 patterns together into a sort of projector file, which would open up so many doors for other possibilities, other patterns I could use. So I want to play around with that too, which I'll also share as part of the video so we can compare sort of how it turned out. I wanted to, again, keep it pretty simple and straightforward since we're kind of experimenting here. So I'm planning to do the free pattern on Mood's website called the Rosette tie front top, which is another one of these really trendy tops we've been seeing in the sewing community the last couple years here. And I found this local fabric from ID, which is this sort of modern strawberry print. And I just thought it was really cute and whimsical and would be adorable as that top. And I'll probably use a contrasting color for the ties. But again, I thought it's a small piece. Nothing's going to be too massive or difficult to manage. And it also gives me the option to try a woven and a stretch using the projector and comparing those. So stay tuned for that, and I'll tell you how the projector sewing goes. All right, so the next make, this is the month. It is happening. I've been saying this for multiple months, but you know how things go in life. Sometimes things get shifted around for one reason or another, and it's been one of those projects for me. And that is the trench coat pattern by Helen Castillo. She is awesome. If you're not following her, go check her out on YouTube. Go check out her Patreon. I'll leave the links down below. This pattern is on her Patreon, so I don't have a picture, but it's just this really cool, vibey, very casual wrap style of trench coat, and I thought that would be very, very versatile. So I bought the fabric a long time ago, and honestly, I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure it's a twill that I bought in white, and I hand dyed it to this sort of medium pink that I thought would be really pretty and sweet, and I could throw on with all kinds of stuff. So all that stuff is in the other room, but really excited for that. And like I said, definitely go check her out. All right, and last but not least, I'm really excited about this because it will be my second make as a Minerva brand ambassador. And right now, I think I'm planning to make Vogue 1579, which is this Badgley Mishka pattern by Vogue. Someone please correct me if I'm saying that wrong and I sound like a crazy person. Just let me know down in the comments. But I think this will be the perfect dress to wear when I go back to Paris in September. And oh yes, we're going back. We're going to check out some other really cool things. I've already booked a couple things, and I'll keep those a secret for now, but I think it's going to be really cool. And thank you so much to the overwhelming support for the video on Paris, because I was just so caught off guard with the positive response, and just that makes me so happy. You have no idea how much I just dreamed of going to Paris my whole life and always just had such an interest in design, and to know you all liked it as much as I enjoyed taking you is fantastic. So we'll definitely try to do some more outings and things like that on the channel. I'm definitely going to be incorporating some more fashion specific things on the channel, some discussions about some fashion things, as well as the sewing. So anyway, this will be a dress I'm hoping to take when I go back to Paris using my Minerva brand ambassador fabric, which is this beautiful crepe. And it is in this fun, just color palette. It's a floral again that looks watercolor. You know how I feel about those. Y'all know too, I've mentioned I'm a different person when I buy fabrics. I just gravitate towards florals, even though it's very different than my personal aesthetic. But how beautiful is this crepe? It's so pretty. So I can't wait to make this. And the other cool thing about this make is, because it's got the little capelet, which I'm going to do everything in this fabric initially, but I think you could do like a solid on the belt, maybe a solid white. You could do a solid white cape. You could kind of change up the look a little bit if you wanted to. So I'm excited to play around with that once the entire look is done as well. And just more broadly talking about my plans here in the sewing room, I also have plans just revolving around learning fashion design, as many of you know that I'm doing. I recently did a video on how I plan to do that at home. If you missed that, I'll leave it linked overhead and down below. I share a lot of resources I'm using in that, so if it's helpful to anyone, by all means, please go check that out. But in that, this month I want to focus on getting all of my blocks done. So my bodice block, my sleeve block, everything, so that I have a jumping off point to design things with. I also want to get my dress form taped off so that I can start doing draping as well, which I think I'm really gonna like because it's so hands-on. And I think most of us, I know I am, but I think a lot of us in the sewing community are very hands-on people. So I just think I'm really gonna like that. And in terms of the channel, I'm gonna start definitely infusing more fashion content. Obviously, learning the design will be part of that, but also more of these outings, maybe some discussions about fashion in general, along with the sewing content, because those are the things I'm super passionate about. And I think we can go do some other cool stuff. At the end of the month here, there is going to be a fashion show, an event going on. So if I can film that, I am going to do that. And then we'll be back in Paris for September, and there are some really fun things coming up then, so definitely stay tuned. Definitely leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these plans, if you have any favorites out of the group. If you enjoy sewing and fashion content, definitely consider coming along and hitting that subscribe button. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help the channel out, and I so appreciate that. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you soon. Bye!